Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock, need roof. Call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, restored motions, restoredmotions.com. Boatcock Brothers. Premium cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Okay, good morning, everybody. Tiger basketball. They drop another one. Not terribly surprising. Lose by 14, 88-74. I did not watch. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend like I did. So, hey, Mike Nwoko had 19 points. Pablo Tamba had 12. Jalen Reese had 12. Markel Sutton had 10. Okay. Mercifully, one more game in the regular season to go. Tigers will lose at Texas A&M on Saturday, and then hopefully it'll be one and done in the SEC tournament. And this miserable season will end 3-14 in the conference, and then they can make a decision what they're going to do moving forward. Are they going to replace Matt McMahon? Are they going to run it back, try to invest in this roster even more? I mean, told you there's a roster that's just shy of $9 million. I'm not telling you that's anywhere near the highest in the SEC, but it's certainly at the bottom, and it's certainly in 3-14. So, baseball Tigers back at it tonight at Teague Moore there in Lafayette. So Tigers and Cajuns, a 6 o'clock first pitch. We will be live on the Locked on LSU YouTube channel. As soon as that game goes final, starting pitchers have not been announced yet. So we'll see how that goes. Cajuns started the season 0-2, have since won 9 of their last 10. They've beaten Kansas State twice. They swept Maryland. They beat UC San Diego twice. Their other wins are against Rice and Missouri State. So pretty good, well-balanced team. Cumulative batting average 254. Cumulative ERA of 3.89. So Tigers will have to go play well over in Lafayette against Matt Deggs' squad. Good program. Of course, the late Tony Robichaux built a great program there and really consistent. And you have to go play well to go win. So see if Tigers can get back on track. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Tiger Poppy, what up? Hey, welcome back, Thomas. So Thomas was on a little hiatus. He told me he's been watching, but was on a hiatus from commenting. But there we are. We're back. He has been keeping track. And happy 7th birthday to Callahan. That's awesome, man. Congratulations to Callahan. Happy birthday. Hope it's the best birthday ever with all the cake and ice cream and presents that he could possibly imagine. And welcome back, Thomas. Great to see you, man. Day 77. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Hey, Mike. Normal guy, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Devin, what up, man? Good morning. Hey, Brian, good morning from North Platte, Nebraska. Halfway across the country. Already when I left San Francisco on Monday. There you go, man. Getting to see from the lakes of Minnesota, hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston, New York to L.A., pride in every American heart, that's why they're standing there. Sorry. I'm really sorry for that. Really sorry. Hey, Glenn. 318 West Louisiana. What up, man? Good morning. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Happy hump day. Go Tigers. Enjoy the blessed day. Yes, sir. Tiger Diver is hoping the bats come alive. Yeah, man. It's worth noting the bats did come alive late in the game. I mean, I understand what you're saying. We definitely want the starters to go. I'll be interested to see if Jay does anything different with the lineup. That is worth mentioning. You know, he said after the game on Monday that it showed the depth they have, and maybe that's a good indication that they need to make some changes. So we'll see if he does give any of those guys an opportunity. You know, when you look at the everyday players, Brown's at 393, Caraway 316, Aaron Beatty 300. That's it as far as players over 300. Curiel 294, Milam 283, Dardar's down to 281, York's at 275, Braun's at 258. So you've seen a lot of those averages dip here over the last 5 games. See if they can get rolling today. Patrick, drive safe, Brian. Thank you for fellow truckers for doing to keep America going. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Billy, good morning. Marked safe for watching LSU basketball last night. At the end of AFR, Muse and I were kind of joking about it because the game tipped last night at 9 p.m. 2 sub-500 teams in the SEC, LSU on the road at 6-10 Auburn, and a 9 o'clock Central Time tip. Yeah, I did not watch that game. Dale was not injured in non-football activities. Nope. Injury came day 2 of practice. So went through my notes from day 2 of practice. We had 15 minutes of viewing that day. So we got to watch the beginning of practice. So whenever the injury happened, we clearly weren't out there. But the really interesting part about that whole timeline is 2 days later, they were outdoors with helmet, shoulder pads, doing 11-on-11 periods, and Nuss was out there and not limited in any way. So, again, I'm not saying the injury didn't happen day 2. It's interesting that clearly it wasn't severe enough to make him miss any practice at the time. I'll be fascinated to know. Now I'm gonna get somebody to disclose it to me. If Garrett does it or if someone else does, I'll find out exactly what the diagnosis was. Because I still haven't been able to get anybody to tell me that. And that's really the last piece of the puzzle. Hey, Christian, going to be at Gymnastics Sunday in Gainesville, and LSU comes down. Pretty excited for it. Awesome. So much fun, man. Gym meets. The athleticism's crazy. It moves fast. You're done in 2 hours. And LSU's really good. So enjoy it, man. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Hugh, what up, my dude? Good morning. Hey, Richard, good morning. Robert, Matt, if you know the math, how the heck does losing a men's b-ball team make a profit? How does a losing men's basketball team make a profit? I've answered this so many times, Robert, but yeah, I'll happily answer it. So again, there's a couple of primary reasons. You look at revenue and expenses, right? So look at the women's team. The expenses, you're paying your coach nearly $4 million, including her whole staff. You have travel, right? When they fly charter and stay in nice hotels and all that sort of stuff. You have to pay the scholarships, everything. And they outspend the revenue. So the revenue comes primarily from 2 sources, ticket sales and the TV contract. Well, ticket sales for women's basketball, you don't have premium seat licenses like you do in football and men's basketball. And then in baseball as well, you have suites and other premium areas. You don't have that in women's basketball. So the tickets are cheap and there's not enough games, right? I mean, they do have games, but it's not enough revenue like in the NBA when you play 41 home games. And then the real kicker is the media rights. So the media rights for the NCAA men's tournament and for the men's contract television far outpaces the women's. So just for instance, Um, I'm gonna have to find the number exactly, but basically that's it. The men's, you have 6,000 or so like loyal men's basketball fans that buy their season tickets, that pay their premium seat license, that generates revenue, and then really the big kicker is the TV contract. Um, and this isn't a meant in any way to be disparaging to the women's game. I think we're all excited, Kim, the way the program performs. I mean, heck, at Parrish, we've got 2 NIL athletes on the women's team with Malaysia Fawiley and Michaela Williams. It's just the market is the market. And you don't have as many people that watch women's basketball as watch men's basketball. So the TV contract isn't as robust. So it loses a ton of money. Now, I've often argued it is a loss leader, right? You're on the balance sheet, it's red, but if you were to take the $8 million you lose in women's basketball and try to go buy you paid media, right? If you go buy advertising with $8 million, you couldn't get the awareness that LSU gets from having Kim Mulkey as the coach and the women's basketball team with the level of awareness they have. So, hang on.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction, Roofing, need North Peters. Go to Brock. Remember, the Brock Game Day Prep event is coming up, brortho.com. As a matter of fact, I'll drop the link. If you have or know of a middle school or high school athlete, the Game Day Prep event is awesome. It's free physicals for the season for those athletes. A great thing that the Brock Foundation does. I'll go ahead and drop the link right there in the chat. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Y'all remember March 20th. So we have 16 days to enter. And by enter, like, you have to have your inspection done before the drawing on March 27th. So the 20th gives us a week to perform the inspections. So you have to have your form filled out by the 20th and your inspection done by the time we draw on the 27th. So someone's winning $25,000, could be you. ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. Anyway, so back to the point. And so then for men's basketball, obviously, you have your 6,000 or so diehard season ticket holders that are paying their tradition funds, their premium seat license, and then you get the TV contract as well. So whether they win or lose, basketball is going to make money. The real question is, if you win in basketball, how much more can you make? And the estimates that I've been told are an extra $4 to $6 million. So you top out somewhere in the $6 to $8 million range profitability. So the question is it worth spending $10 million to buy out McMahon and his coaches, another whatever it would cost to get a good coach to come here, then whatever you'd pay for the roster as well to win and make an extra $4 million, $6 million? That's the question they're weighing right now. Hey, Robin, good morning. Bob, good morning. Antonio, good morning. Eric, good morning. Try not to be hyperbolic. Love that word. Where does not drafting love rank on takes where you're on an island? I don't know, because I don't think that's a unanimous thing. I think there's a lot of people that would be okay with that. I just don't think there's a lot of people that are so opposed to drafting a running back like I am. As far as on an island, I'd have to, y'all may know that better than me. I mean, what's something where I felt like I was out on an island on something? Bunting, maybe? I don't know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brian, I was saying yesterday I left San Francisco on my way to Dover, Delaware. Oh, on your way to Dover, Delaware. I thought you were saying you were in Dover, Delaware. I was like, dude, you didn't make it to Dover, Delaware from San Francisco overnight. That makes way more sense. Yo, man, good morning. I've been refraining from commenting lately, but this Nuss thing has me a little uneasy a little. His comment really threw LSU's media credibility on the bus when we know that wasn't the case. Hurt day 2? Why do you know that wasn't the case that he was hurt day 2? And how does it throw the media's credibility under the bus? You're going to have to explain a little more. Like, all you can do is ask questions and see if people will be forthcoming. The other thing that's worth noting is when you're talking specifically about injuries, there are HIPAA laws. So team doctors aren't going to be forthcoming and disclose injury situations. Remember, same thing with Greg Brooks, where we knew something was up, but until they were willing to disclose what happened, it was ambiguous. So I don't know what else you want. Like, all you could do is ask people questions, and it's just more complicated when you talk about injuries. So I'm more than willing to have the conversation, and you can elaborate more. But you said that wasn't the case, that he was hurt day 2. So when do you think he was hurt? Dudley is an Auburn fan. It was difficult to watch the game last night. Jody Tiger Bates says good morning from Little Rock. All right. I don't know about that. Hey, Tom, Chris, Brad, good morning. What'd you think of McMahon when he was hired at LSU? Yeah, I liked it. I think you have to be realistic if you're LSU in the type of coach you can hire. Like, you're not hiring Bill Self. You're not hiring Bruce Pearl, away from Auburn. He's retired now, but you understand what I mean? Like, you're not hiring, like, you can't do in basketball what you did in football, which is go attract the best coach in the country, potentially. If Kiffin or whoever is the top coach in that cycle, put it to you that way. Because I'm not saying Kiffin's the best coach in the country. I mean, obviously you could have arguments about Kirby and Signetti and whatever. But like, LSU basketball is not going to attract that guy. So you have to sort of take a shot on a mid-major, an up-and-comer, something like that. So it's what you did with Will Wade when you hired him from VCU. It's what you did for McMahon hiring him from Murray State. It's kind of the way you go. I mean, Trent Johnson from Stanford might have been the higher profile. But, I mean, Matt McMahon he'd been to the NCAA tournament 3 times. They won, I think they were 32-win team his last year at Murray State. They were 31-3. They were 18-0 in their league. They won an NCAA tournament game. Like, he had won at the mid-major mark. Jason, good morning. Let's see. Can't remember the other team. I know Clemson specifically trashed their media by not following up. See, that's not true. I did follow up about Nuss. We all followed up about Nuss. That's what you're missing. Like, you can't make them answer a question, but I'll be darned if I'm going to sit here and let you tell me that we didn't follow up on Nuss. We followed up on Nuss, on the knee, on the core, whenever Kelly first said it after the Florida game. Like, don't tell me we didn't follow up on that. Like, we absolutely asked every freaking press conference. I was in every one of them. We talked about Nuss. I got a whole laundry list of audio bites that we were playing on AFR the other day that's all about us asking about Nuss's injury. They can only disclose so much. And by the way, Garrett Nussmeier didn't meet with reporters from fall camp until post-game after Ole Miss, when he briefly said, I'm not talking about my health, and then didn't meet with reporters again. So, like, what do you do? Like, I'll completely push back on that. There you go. Thomas Robert. Jim, good morning, Matt. If you want to see some great high school girls basketball, go to Hammond this week. Girls playing their best. Patrick Lee Greenwood would be proud. Quentin, Jacob. See, the thing about Nuss's injury, and I mean, we're going to talk more and more about it, but there was a feeling from some internally that maybe his injury was psychosomatic. That because they couldn't diagnose it, they couldn't find it. Like, Nuss told you this at the combine that they didn't diagnose it until the end of December, like 9 days before the Senior Bowl is what he said. So like, or not before, it was, I guess he had 9 days to get ready for the Senior Bowl, but they diagnosed it at the end of the season. So they were like, you do all the imaging, you do all the testing, you do everything, and you can't figure out what, like, there's nothing revealing itself on testing. He says he's hurt. He says he's hurting, but they can't figure out what it is. Well, like, what is it? That's why I'm curious to know what, that's what I'm curious to know what, the actual diagnosis is. Douglas, good morning. Nice shirt. Thank you, man. Yeah, shout out. Our Lady of the Lake. They have great merch, by the way. I mean, it's like, I love the shirt. Super comfortable. And get to rep the lake. Awesome peeps. Hey, David, good morning. Dale, would it be more fiscally responsible to raise ticket prices for women's basketball, have them travel on buses and commercial flights? Dale, that's always been my point about the non-revenue sports. Is that, but remember, Dale, title line, whatever you spend on a men's sport, whatever you spend on men's sports, you have to spend on women's sports. So they're always going to spend a ton on football, and by extension, men's basketball. So you have to spend that same amount on women's basketball. So you're not going to decrease spending on football so as to decrease in women's sports. But that's one of the reasons that I've said I would like to see football break away, be its own entity, run independent of the NCAA, and I would hope by extension Title IX law. And then it stops being the thing that funds everything. Now, the other argument to that is you would lose sports, and you would be taking opportunities to go to college away from student athletes in Olympic sports, and also potentially hurting your Olympic training program, right? Because a lot of colleges are sort of the feeder system for the Olympics when you look at things like swimming and diving and a lot of the Olympic sports. So it's not an easy thing to answer. But for me, if LSU has a golf team or a swimming and diving team or whatever, I don't care. Right? Now, if you're going to have it, I want LSU to be great in all of them and win and everything. But that's just me. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just my opinion. And you can have a different opinion. That's perfectly fine. This isn't a thing where I think there's a right or wrong. It's just, what's your opinion? And so I'm more of a believer in eat what you kill. So it does bother me that I hear people associated with other sports complain about the attention football gets when football is literally the thing that funds the entire athletic department. So don't bite the hand that feeds. Be grateful that LSU makes the investment it does in football so it can generate revenue, so you can pay coaches and have nice facilities and uniforms and travel and all the things you do. Let's go. Thomas ready for the G list morning. Let's see. They need to ask Kim to coach the men, promote Simone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Abner, good morning. Good morning, Matt. Fire McMahon, bring back Will Wade. Randy, that Joe was a great OC. Again, like, I'm not saying that Joe Sloan is I'm not absolving him from fault with the offense. I think everybody has blame. I think Sloan shoulders blame. Brad Davis shoulders blame. We could talk about Nussmeier being limited in whatever capacity. There's a lot of blame to go around. Brian Kelly, obviously, is the head coach, and he's going to shoulder all of it, and has. But what if you had 2024 Nussmeier in 2025? I don't know that you're a championship team. Clearly, there was flaws on this team. but I think that would have erased a lot of it. Long-term cost of man's incompetence, the LSU brand exceeds a financial hit. So you could argue about the brand, the hit that it's taken on the brand, but I would also argue all the years that Nick Saban was winning in football at Alabama and before Nate Oates got there and Bama wasn't good in basketball, did that hurt the Alabama brand? Ronnie, good morning. Hey, Matt, good morning. Who would win a jingle wrestling match? Thomas or Dale? I don't know. We sometimes RV. Good morning, Matt and Drew. Have a great day. Hey, hold on one second. I don't know if you want me to say your name. Scott, who texted me yesterday. And Scott, I saw your other reply late, so I didn't want to text you back late last night. So I'll reply to you today. Hey, Todd, good morning. Sophia's out winning national championships in cheerleading. That she's a freshman. Sophia's a freshman at St. Joe's, and they went to Orlando about a month ago or so, and they won the national championship in their category. So little Sophia's growing up, man. Hey, Bradley, good morning. Matt, I know you don't talk politics here. I think we can all acknowledge we should pray for world peace. Yes, that's not a political thing. That's a humanity thing. So I completely agree with you on that. Amen. Hey, Michael, good morning. I know baseball loves to dive into advanced stats. Any stats you know of determining how many pitches you should average per strikeout? I know that's obscure. Average per strikeout? I don't know that. Here you go. A plate appearance ending in a strikeout in Major League Baseball lasts on average 4.5 to 5 pitches, while the standard out, this is the important part, a standard out roughly takes 3.4 pitches. Strikeouts are more pitch intensive, requiring more than the minimum 3 pitches due to fouls and balls taken. So strikeouts are great. Everybody wants them. I would rather a weak grounder first than an 8-pitch strikeout. Or a weak grounder on the first pitch. Mark, comical to say the media didn't follow up on. That's exactly like that guy can be mad at whatever he wants, and I get people are curious and want answers, but to say you didn't follow, I mean, I played on AFR and on Locked On, I don't know, a half dozen comments from Brian Kelly with us asking about you can't say we didn't ask or follow up about the injury. What the injury was. I mean, there was one press conference where I think there were 4 questions alone, like the question, like 4 follow-ups with the torso thing after the Florida game, when Kelly said, wasn't going to get into it, but he's been dealing with like a torso or a core, whatever he said. And then it was, when did it happen? Has it affected your play calling? Is it affecting his ability to throw the ball deep? When might he be recovered? I mean, then after Southeastern asked him, he said it was close to 100%. I mean, don't tell me we didn't ask or follow up. Like, that's ridiculous. But you can't make someone give you an answer. You can't fabricate an answer. Rocco, Jeffrey, William, Tom. Thank you, Thomas. All right, y'all, we're done. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Locked On LSU is live. AFR at 3. We'll have a Locked On post game after the Tigers and the Cajuns. We'll see you.